We have a financial system that is a volcano waiting to erupt, and it is inevitable that it will erupt and will obliterate life as we know it. And it is only a question of when.
The war between Israel and Hamas is having an impact on Wall Street.
Mind-boggling report on layoffs.
Prices soaring to the highest average ever recorded.
Well, first of all, the reason I wrote Rich Dad, Poor Dad was because I knew this time was coming. And we have, as a world, have never been here before. And so is it a spooky time? Damn yeah. It is probably the most dangerous time ever. There's nothing to compare it to, because there's never been a world economy before. For example, 100 years ago, if there was a stock market crash in England, it didn't affect anybody. But now the US market goes down, the world goes down.
Recession means, I might lose my job. I might lose my home. I might lose my savings. So it's bad in that sense, where if you're not prepared, you might not be able to weather the storm and you might get financially hurt.
But when we think about safety, we have to think about that as purchasing power, because a lot of people think if I put my money into a treasury bill, I get safety. Well, also look at whether that's giving you a return that's compensating for inflation.
And the US dollar is fake. Never in the history of the world has any fake money ever survived. And we're doing the same thing. We just keep printing this money. I'm excited about it because I make more money in crashes than I do when they go up. So, but for the average person, they'll get wiped out.
Everything has its time. And so you put your money in any one thing. You could think, okay, movie theaters are good, and then you get COVID, or whatever it is good. Well, it's good sometimes, but there's always something that always is going to mess up the one thing. There are three things you could do based on these three influences. Are you going to be in a place and around people and circumstances that are financially strong? In other words, are they earning more than they're spending and they have a good balance sheet? Because that means stability. If you can go through that, then you have stability. Places that are like that are better off. Number two, do they have internal conflict? Country, place, and is it a hospitable environment for me? Okay, that's the second. And then third, are they in the risk of an international war? I don't want to be where the fighting is. I really don't. And I want to be safe and stable and so on. So this is a time for looking for such things.
My first investment was a gold coin in Hong Kong. I bought a Krugerrand. I was flying off an aircraft carrier in Vietnam. And I went to Hong Kong and I bought a gold Krugerrand. The date was 1972. The reason the date's important is because in 1972 it was illegal for Americans to own gold. So I had to smuggle that little puppy into America. I put it in my pocket, came off the ship, and nobody checked, But I felt like a criminal as I smuggled this gold coin because it was illegal for Americans to own gold after 1933 under Roosevelt. But that gold coin today is worth almost $2,000. Because I understand money, that, quantitative counterfeiting and zero interest rates, I don't trust the dollar. So for most of my life, I've saved gold and silver because I don't trust the dollar.
Recessions create more millionaires than any other time, like you said, because when you have a recession, a market crash, people get scared and then they sell their assets. What's an asset? Stocks, real estate, crypto, gold. It can be any type of investment, depending on what the crash is, what the recession is about. And that then creates a buying opportunity for somebody who has access to cash or capital and somebody who is financially educated. So if you have the cash, you're prepared, and you have the education of knowing what to buy, well, now a crash creates a discount for you to come in and buy an investment on sale. You can think of it like Black Friday for investors. You get to go shopping at a discounted price because now people are selling because they're scared. And what you want to look for now is good investments that are being hurt, not because their investment is on the verge of bankruptcy, but because the economy is pushing the price of good investments down.
Everything has its time. And so you put your money in any one thing. You could think, oh, okay, movie theaters are good, and then you get COVID, or cruise lines are good, and then you get COVID, and, whatever it is good. Well, it's good sometimes, but there's always something that always is going to mess up the one thing. So you don't want, in my opinion, you don't want more than 10% of your money in anything. And you want, probably you don't want more than 7.5% of your money in anything. And they want to be good, different things. And that's the message I'm trying to convey. And maybe we're all wrong. Maybe there's nothing to worry about. Okay. So how do I deal with that? Like what this guy Dalio's saying is very crazy, and who knows whether he's right or wrong, and he's been wrong in the past, and who knows if it's right. And simultaneously. So, okay, that's exactly what you said is the way pretty much I look at it, what you said. And if I was to paint the world, I painted the world the way I did. Okay. And I have those questions. And then beyond that, I say, you as an individual should think about the total safety, including maybe that terrible scenario doesn't happen. Okay. That's what I'd like you to do. That's what I'd like you to do. And if you do that, you will come to a better balanced position. I want you to get balance. Okay. I want you to do certain things. I want you to have enough, savings, whatever, to have security, to build the first level. If everything goes wrong, I'm okay. And everything could be inflation, depression, anything, whatever it is. I lose my job, whatever it is, I got that thing covered.